we're gonna get us started. It's about 6:10, and I know some folks are coming from work and traffic. Before I begin, I just want to first welcome you to the space. My name is Patrick Alina. I'm the Youth Link Program Coordinator for the City of Bellevue, and we are at our council chambers where we have our council sessions, as you can see. So students and families, you guys are welcome in this space at any time. Also just want to mention a couple housekeeping stuff. Is that first, please, let's help keep this space clean. That's how we're able to use this. So no food or drinks, but you're welcome to step out and grab some more cookies and juice at any time. Restrooms are down the hall to your right, so feel free to get up at any time. We're gonna do some introduction, and then we're going to introduce you to our speakers, to our speaker, and then afterwards we'll have a Q&A session. Students, if you have any question, we'll pass the mic around. As students come and families come, um, please make sure to keep your bags together because some students have left their bags outside. Just a couple things like that, okay? So again, welcome. This is our Youth Link program, university special series presentation. We do this every other month. This is our second presenter, so thank you, Luis, for joining us this evening. So we're excited to share you with our students. Real quickly, our Youth Link program is a youth leadership and community service program in the city of Bellevue. We've been in existence for 36 years, so it's quite exciting. We're one of the biggest and oldest youth council and board in the nation, so it's quite exciting to have this program here in our community in Bellevue. So after the presentation, we'll have some information if students here are interested in getting to know about the youth council of the board. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to our youth host, Stella Lamson.
Hello, my name is Stella Lamson, Bellevue Council member and YouthLink University Action Team Chair. Okay, I'm going to be reading the land acknowledgement. On behalf of the City of Bellevue, we acknowledge the land we are on as the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish people, the traditional home of tribes of all bands including the Duwamish, Suquamish tribe, Muckleshoot Indian tribe, and Snoqualmie Indian tribe. We take this opportunity to honor and express our deepest respect to the original caretakers of this land, a people that are still here continuing to honor their heritage. It is important to note that this kind of acknowledgement is not a new practice developed by colonial institutions. Land acknowledgement is a traditional custom dating back centuries for many Native communities and nations. For non-Indigenous communities, land acknowledgement is a powerful way of showing respect and honoring the Indigenous peoples of the land which we work and live. Acknowledgement is a simple way of resisting the erasure of Indigenous histories and working towards the honoring and inviting the truth. Okay. This is Luis Poggi. Luis Poggi is an AI tech founder, philanthropist, and music artist. He's an experienced entrepreneur and forefront of bringing AI into the real estate sector. As the founder and CEO of House Whisperer AI, his solutions have already helped thousands of agents across the nation to boost productivity and enhance client relationship with skilled AI assistants by their side. In his previous role as executive at Zillow, Luis led a division and managed hundreds of employees across engineering AI product and operations and sales. He was instrumental in building Zillow's core products and leading key initiatives like Zillow Mortgages, Zillow Offers, and News Construction. Luis's work was driven by his belief in technology's ability to drive meaningful societal impact and break down barriers in real estate. For nearly 2 years, Luis has authored a widely read monthly AI newsletter, offering insights to CEOs and industry leaders on the latest trends of applications of AI. Before Zillow, he refined his strategic and leadership skills, bringing products to market at Expedia and Protector and Gamble. Procter and Gamble, and he holds an MBA from Harvard Business School. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Luis is an avid musician and founded pop rock band that achieved charting hit in Latin America. His blend of technical expertise, leadership skills, and creative eye makes him a versatile force in the rapidly evolving landscape of AI and its applications in real estate. Please help me in welcoming Luis Poggi.
Should I change the slides? Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I will take it here. Yeah, let me play first a song. If it works. Maybe. This click, I think. Yeah, play. Bellevue, Bellevue, here we go. Got a song, got a story, let it flow. From a kid with a dream to the things we build. This one's for the future, this one's for you. Here we go, Bellevue, here we go. Great, okay. This is, yeah, click one more. So this is me. Well, or get inflated. Or get disinflated. Or disconstructed. Well, it's very exciting to be with all of you today. I'm excited to be with all this group here, to be here in Bellevue, and especially very excited to also be in the crowd. I have the three people I love the most: my wife, my daughter, and my son. I'm very excited to share with you today my story, but more importantly, some of the key learnings that I had through my story that I think you could leverage in your life. And then I will talk a little bit about entrepreneurship, which is what my latest chapter in my life, what I'm learning, and one dream that is coming true for me. And lastly, I would like to talk about AI. AI is what my work has been for several years, and I believe it's changing the world, and it's changing how we think about the jobs of the future. So I would like to share a few things that I'm doing and things that you should be exploring in your life, because I truly believe it will change your trajectory. So the first thing I want to share from a learning, when I was thinking about this and thinking about what can I share with students in high school and middle school, was reflecting on my life. Where do you start? It doesn't define where you end at all. Look, if you ask me when I had your age that I would end up in Seattle, I would never thought that, never. I was born in a small city in Argentina called Rio Cuarto, Córdoba. And then I moved to different cities in Argentina with my parents. Then I moved to Venezuela when I was 16. A completely different country, same language, but a lot of different things and culture. And then I moved to Boston when I was 26. And then we end up in Seattle when I was 28, 29. So always north. That is the only path that I can say, more or less north. But I never expected to end up here in this amazing city with all these amazing opportunities that Seattle offers. But in my mind, if you ask me, what was your plan? What is your master plan? I don't know if I had one. I had a lot of curiosity and a lot of interests that I wanted to pursue, but always trying to define that opportunity as you go. That for me has been throughout my life. Even though I try to have some plans, always something better shows up. And I try to understand the opportunity and then take it if it's better for my career. So that's for me one of the key learnings is you can have an idea of your future, but hard to have a perfect plan for your life. Actually, if you have a very hard plan, you probably lose a lot of great opportunities in your career. And where do you start doesn't define where you will end up. Actually, I think that if you think about the opportunities are huge in this country, in this world. That's the number one aspect that I wanted to share with you. So I'll walk you through my career. So I started first studying business, but I had a passion since I was 13 years old, 12, 13 years old. I started playing the guitar. And always studying. I love math, but I love music. So I play a lot of music with my brother, with my friends. I play with a lot of friends' events. And we play a lot of covers, so music that I really liked. But then we started creating our own songs for fun. And once, early in this path, when I was 19, 20, we played one song that was a really funny song. It was not a song to be, this is my style. It was a funny song that I used to play between sets. And people started loving the song. And then we played there was a competition of bands. And there were 32 bands. Was in Venezuela. 32 bands. We were the last band. There was a lot of styles of music. The last few bands were very heavy metal, rock. And then suddenly we played this song called, if you put the next slide, The Little Mammoth. And you can find it on Spotify. It seems like a song that is for kids, but for little kids. But actually, the lyrics are a little bit edgy. And we played in that competition, and we won the competition. And the judges, who used to be in the radio and TV, said, please record that song and I will play it on the radio. So that weekend, we went for the first time to a studio and we recorded the song. If you listen to actual recording, it has some mistakes there, but it was very natural, the song. And we gave the CD to the radio, and then suddenly started playing on the radio. And back then, playing on the radio was a huge thing. And beyond that, someone found the song, and this was in 2000, when Spotify did not exist. A lot of people can download songs for free, streaming. So people started downloading the song a lot. And someone took the song and created a video animated with cartoons like this. And back then, by the way, no YouTube. People created a flash video of this and started sending over email. And then started downloading this song. And what was the stream? What? Napster, or that you can download songs. And it got to a point that when I had friends in Mexico, they called me, Luis, your song is playing in the disco in Mexico. Then in Chile, your song is playing in... And then you can look at Napster, there was Metallica, Guns N' Roses, El Mamut Chiquitito. So it was like, what's going on? Of course, this was the era that I couldn't make a lot of money. I made zero money with that because in that time you could download songs for free and I didn't have a record label, anything. But this song was a driver for us to actually start playing in big concerts, opening other bands with this song. People didn't know who we were, but when we played the song, they said, I know that song. So that actually was, for me, the big learning for me on this. And then I would tell you what happened with the song. I had opportunities. Sony Music came to us and said, hey, do you want to sign and start becoming a musician yourself? And I was actually finishing my college degree. So there was a very hard discussion at home because I loved music. I wanted to be a musician. That was really my passion. At the same time, in Latin America, music, it's hard to have a career in music. You need to be Shakira, Bad Bunny, to really live from the music. Even big bands in Latin America, they have a hard life. I think in the US, you live in Nashville, maybe you can have a career, but it's hard. It's a difficult industry back then. So that was a difficult decision for me. I did a lot of research to talk to a lot of musicians to understand their life. And once I saw their life, I said, well, I like to play. I like the concerts, but I don't know if I like that career, per se. I want to still keep in the music space and learn more about music, but I don't know if I want to be that. I don't know if that's a career for me. So I decided to keep playing music and started thinking about how I entered in the music industry from a business perspective, but not from a musician. But I still keep playing. My big point on this one, I want to say, is that even though I didn't do that career, this song opened me so many doors in my life. So many doors. From job opportunities, because people, I remember when I entered here, Expedia, here, the hiring manager told me the main thing that she looked at my resume was great resume, but at the end was the author of a Latin American hit. And so that was the reason she picked out my resume. So it opened a lot of doors I never expected. So doing what you love, even if it's not exactly your career path, it can open so many doors for your life. So it's important to have that in your mind. If you have a passion for something, keep pursuing it and try to see how it connects with a potential career in your life, because that helps a lot in your life. So that's one thing I wanted to share, that your passions, very important, you put front and center. That doesn't mean that you will do that. I wanted to clarify that. It's not you have a passion that you don't see a business path. That's fine. You should also think about a business, but it will always connect. And I will tell you one more. When I was doing my MBA, I had the opportunity to enter, and I will tell you about the story. My MBA at Harvard, and to be honest, again, if you ask me, people, my friends, or people that I know from my town in Argentina, I don't know anyone that went to Harvard. So for me, it was something unimaginable to accomplish. The big difference was that I had, when I moved to Venezuela, I had very amazing, I surrounded myself with incredible friends. And friends that actually did that. And when I saw my friends doing that, then I said, well, if they do it, I can do it. So for me, this is another big learning that I wanted to share. Surround yourself with great people. Have mentors and have friends that can inspire you. That changed my life completely. I would say with friends, and then I would say mentors. Friends, I had the opportunity when I moved to my family to Venezuela, and the college that I studied, I encountered an amazing group of friends from different backgrounds, but with big aspirations, and that start taking some path in career that really opened my eyes. So one good friend of mine that we studied together a lot went to Wharton, which again, unimaginable for me. Then another very close friend of mine went to Harvard. I said, okay, if these two good friends that I know, they can get there, at least I have the opportunity to try. So having people that you trust, that push you to be better, can have a massive impact in your life. And then mentors. Mentors for me has been a concept since I started to work that has been very important. But you can have in your school, having some professors, some people that you know, some family members that can become your mentor. And by the way, everyone loves to be a mentor. If someone comes to me and says, can you be my mentor for this? People will love to help others. So you should be asking others to help you. I will tell you one of the mentors that has been incredibly important for my life is this amazing leader called Spencer Rascoff. Spencer Rascoff today is the CEO of Match Group, the group that owns Tinder and all these dating apps. He has been my mentor for now more than a decade. 15 years, I would say. He went to school, to business school, to talk about a startup called Zillow. Back then. Zillow is this app where you find homes. Back then, no one knew about that. And he went to school and talked, yeah, we're doing this startup, blah, blah, blah. So, but before that, he worked at Expedia. So after the class, like this, I came to him and said, hey, Spencer, nice to meet you. I'm going to work at Expedia next year. Any advice that you have for me? Can we keep in touch? And he said, fantastic. Go work there a couple of years and then join me at Zillow. So I thought it was a joke. But I kept in touch with him, we kept talking. 2 years later, he reached out to me and said, I have an opportunity at Zillow. Do you want to join us? He was the CEO of Zillow back then, and Zillow has started to grow. It was a startup still. They had, I think, 200 people. And I was at Expedia, it had 8,000 people. But I said, okay, let me take the risk and see, because I'm talking with the CEO. It's a great opportunity. So I joined Zillow. And then I joined Zillow, and I had 10 years at Zillow, which has been an amazing experience in that space. Again, an industry that I had no idea. Real estate is not something that I knew. I know a lot of now. But it was following a leader that I was very inspired, a mentor. It's so important to have a mentor. 10 years later, he left Zillow. He was doing other things. And I wanted to start my own company. That was my dream for a long time. I wanted to have my own company. And I reached out to Spencer again. I said, Spencer, I would love to start my own company. He said, perfect. If you want, I can help you. And I can be your co-founder or chairman. I said, really? Yes. So I left Zillow and I started my company with him. And he's my chairman today in the company. We're co-founders with this. This is a mentor. So see the implications of having a good mentor in your career can really help you throughout. And I can give you 10 examples of people that were fundamental in my career to really accomplish what I have accomplished. So having friends that you admire, or people, you don't just have to be super close friends, but people that you know that you can be connected and can inspire you, and mentors. Asking mentors to help you, to guide you, has a huge impact in your career. The other aspect that I wanted to share is with regards to your passions and music. Interesting story here is when I actually went to Harvard, my main objective was to enter in the music industry, because I love music, and I said, let me go into the music industry and see if I can actually be at least on the other side, but in the same industry. And I had the opportunity to talk to the CEO of Warner Music, or the CEO of Sony Music. I got an internship to work in Sony Music, Latin American music for the US in LA. But it was a disaster. So I quickly realized that there was not an industry for me. Again, I actually went very deep into that. I pursued what I thought it was my passion. And I tried to go very deep into, okay, let me understand this industry. Let me go and work there. Let me talk with the people. Do I like them? Do I see myself here like him? And I didn't. And then something happened in that when I was doing that, companies like Spotify and Pandora and all the technology that was changing in the industry, it started calling my attention a lot more. So that was actually the change for me to go and enter in technology, and how I started working at Expedia, Zillow, and all technology. That was the thing that made me change completely on my career path. So that has been my career. And as I mentioned, one of the big things that I had for a long time has been entrepreneurship, starting my own company. I wanted to start my own company probably for the last 10 years. Every year I write my objectives for the year, and I can see this year I will start my own company. And every year that I did that, I was in a very good position, in a very fun job at Zillow. And every year that I said that, my manager or someone gave me more things to do and better things to do and more fun things to do. And so it was very hard to leave. So the next year I said, okay, next year we'll do it. And the next year they gave me more things and more opportunities and more. Okay, next year. And I did like the 5 years until it got a moment in my life where I said, if I don't do it now, when I will do it? And I think for me it's another important aspect in your life, learning, is this concept, will I regret not doing this? I think that for me has really marked how I think of decisions. Will I regret not taking this opportunity? When I'm 70 years old, if I look back, will I regret this? If I will not regret that, then it's not relevant. But if I will regret, and this is a decision that for me was very important, I will regret not trying entrepreneurship, starting my own business. So that was a big decision. So I said, this is the moment. I left. I took some time to really learn. I actually was in the middle of all this AI change, so I went back to study a lot. and I started this company. And I will tell you, the big learning of being 3 years doing a startup is that startups are hard, are difficult, are risky, but are very rewarding. And I think it's worth it. For me, it was worth it. It has been worth it. Days are up, days are down. Even within the day, I have days of, and I thought that any company would be hard, but actually when you are your own, the owner and the founder, every decision makes you feel that it's a life or death decision. So it is actually fun, but stressful. And my family can attest for that too. But it's fantastic. The opportunity when you start your own company, it's your baby, it's your thing. It's incredibly rewarding. And this has been a journey. We started a company with I have an amazing co-founder, which we work together. He's an engineer. I'm more product sales. We're basically complementary. And it has been incredible to have him in this process. Now we have 25 people working with us. We have 7,000 agents using our product. And it's growing. We raise a lot of money. So we're in a very good position. But every day it feels like a roller coaster, but in a fun roller coaster. Some days it's very scary, but other it's very, very fun. But it's incredible. And I know some of you are thinking about entrepreneurship. I really encourage you. I think we are in a city and in a country and in a city that rewards entrepreneurship a lot, more than any other country in the world. The things that I'm doing here in the US, it's impossible to think where I'm from Argentina or from Venezuela. It's impossible. Here in the US, there is this amazing industry that you can start a company, you can raise money, you can take big risks, and you will continue. You can do a lot of that multiple times. You cannot do that in other countries. So that for me is one of the big opportunities for this. If you are here in this country, to think about entrepreneurship at some time in your life. The last comment that I wanted to do, and then I want to open to questions. As I said, AI, and I know it's a topic that probably all of you have been listening at school and in different places. I truly believe AI will be changing how we all work. I want to show also some other examples of AI image of what's happening. First, I will show you, the next slide is some of the things that we do in our company. House Whisper is our company, and we help real estate agents.
I'll connect you with John Smith now and take notes for you.
Hey John, how are you? What do you think about the listing I sent you today?
House Whisper.
So we help real estate agents really help buyers and sellers find their home. So it's an AI that it sits in your phone for a real estate agent and connects with their CRM, with all the systems, and help a buyer find a better home, a seller selling the right home, seller at the right moment. So we help real estate agents really a lot, because usually a real estate agent has 100 clients and they forget about one client or the other. So we help them with all of that with AI. And agents love this, and they text the assistant, and they call the assistant, and all is AI. It's like having your own assistant, but it's AI. And they talk, and they say thank you, they say heart. So it's incredible how you give, really all jobs will have you, everyone here will have multiple assistants helping you in your day in, day out. So here's a few other examples of what images. I think you have been seeing this a lot, but this is, probably have seen this movie. I changed with my face. Go back one side. Back one side. So so images, deep fakes, and other things. It's very funny. It's important to know. But I changed. I put my face into this, changed it to my face, and then the next one, I put a video into that.
More than paper, this is freedom power. Keep the king, but you would rather than take this endure.
So you can do a lot of things with images. Again, important here to think about the implications of this. On the one hand, this is incredibly powerful, what you can do with images. And I'm pretty sure all of you have been using Sora or most social media today. We know that half of the content on social media is AI generated. So it's fantastic I think that the positive side is that you can do so many things for marketing, for entertainment, for learning. Also, it has the other side of the coin, because then you don't know what to believe, because everything could be generated. So I think it's important for you to really know where the sources are. So I think we're living in a world today that you cannot believe everything you see. You need to look at where the sources are before you take an action. So, but this is an amazing example of how you can leverage AI to do things. The next one, this is another idea video. Again, just a simple prompt. I recorded a video, and then it changed the background, changed the image, a simple prompt. Imagine the things that you can do, the videos that you can create, the content that you can create, the things that you can tell, how you can tell a story visually. And the next point that I wanted to share, where I thought it was very interesting, if you are into doing products or you have ideas to your own company, or your pet projects or hobbies, this for me is one of the biggest changes in the industry, is that you can code yourself websites or apps. This for me is really the biggest change that AI will have for all of us. Is imagine that you can have your own engineers coding for you. You have an idea and you just say, build this. So Lovable is one, Replit is another one, Claude Code is another one, where you can ask AI to code something. So if you have a business idea, you say, I want to have a website that creates images of a portrait. And that's, if you click the next, this is one I did in half an hour. I said, I want to do a professional headshot generator. And I created this website. I asked a few things. I said, no, I don't like the color, change the color. And I want this to upload a selfie and make it professional. And it's incredible. And you have access to that, and you build it. So then you can go and sell it to others. Or at least get a prototype in front of your friends and see if they like it. And if they don't like it, you know how you need to go back and change it. But for me, this is one of the things that will change a lot of our jobs. So I will, if you go back, I will highly recommend you to check some of these companies and try it. Even ChatGPT has some capabilities to code, and Copilot has other capabilities to code. So all of these big companies have capabilities to code. I think that you don't have to know how to code. Better if you know, but you don't have to today. And you can have these machines to code for you and create an app for you. So again, we are living in a world where AI will actually help us tremendously. I see it very positive. Of course, there are things that we need to take care, like deep fakes and all the things that we discuss, but embrace AI. And I know it's something in some schools, they're slowly giving you access to using AI, but I think we should all be using it very frequently. I know there is things that we should be careful, but enabling is, for me, the most important. Those are the main things that I wanted to share. I think to close, I would like to ask you a simple challenge. I think maybe from these things that I learned, these are the 3 things I will challenge you to do. 1, get a mentor. So reach out to someone you admire today or tomorrow. Number 2, if you have a passion, go deep in that passion. I know everyone is doing the sport or art or music or something else you like. Go deeper in that passion. It will lead you to places where you never know. And then leverage AI, either with an image, even with code. I would highly recommend you to think about and try. Go to one of these places and say, do a a page. Our kids, my kids are, I'm asking, one, my daughter, she loves running, so she's creating a page for all running and her times. And my son likes ski, so he's looking to the different places where how much snow they got. And he's trying to create a website that looks to that. They're passions. But you can start using this app and see how you can create your own code. So that's my recommendation. Well, thank you so much for the time. We'd love to answer any questions that you may have.
Well, let's give Luis Poggi again another round of applause. Thank you, Luis. Thank you so much for being here. So exciting to hear your pearls of wisdom, and everything you shared was just right on spot of where we are with our YouthLink University. I know we have students here that are interested in developing AI tools or products, and some of them are going to nonprofit work, and some are developing other services. So students, this is your opportunity to ask questions. Any questions? We'll pass around the mic, so please ask away. Yes.
My name is Eden. My question is, how did you start your company? Like, how long did it take to start it?
Yes. How do I start a company? So the first thing was I wanted to start a company. That was the most important decision. The second was which space, which area, which is the market that you want to start the company. Is in music, is in travel, is in real estate. I did in real estate because I had the experience in real estate and I knew there was a problem there. What is the problem that you're trying to solve? That's the main motivation when you start a company. If you see a problem, that likely is a problem for you or for a friend that you have seen. You say, oh, they have this problem. What if I solve you that problem? Would you pay me for that? Yes, okay, there's a company there. There's something you can start. That is the spark. Is there a problem? Is there a market that you like, an area, a topic that you like, and is there a problem that you can solve? And then how you solve the solution or the ideas come after. I thought at the beginning that I need to have the perfect idea, and no, that's not how startups work. You need to be obsessed with the problem that you're trying to solve, because there's no one solution. There are multiple things you need to do. So know an area that you love, a problem that you see. I see this problem with my friends here, so maybe I can solve it. And then you start brainstorming with friends and testing with AI, ideas. And by the way, you can get a lot of ideas with AI. You say, I think this is a problem. What do you think? What ideas can I do here? Okay, how would you do it? You can actually I use a lot of AI to come up with ideas for how to solve the problem.
Great question.
Hi, my name is Arham. Really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My question was, when did you find out that you wanted to do your startup around AI? And when did that occur to you? Because AI kind of just blew up recently. So when did this idea occur to you?
Yes, the timing for startup was was not a line that I would do the startup with AI. It happened that I wanted to do my startup, and I was actually using some of the GPT before ChatGPT, GPT 2. When they did ChatGPT, it was the 3. When it was the 2, I had a very good friend who introduced me to GPT-2 because we were doing a music project, trying to do music with AI. This was, again, we're talking about 5 years ago. Things have changed so much. And I remember using GPT through a very weird UI, pressing button. And it was 4 a.m. and I was playing with this and it was so fun. I said, wow, this is incredible. This will change. I didn't expect this change, but I was really excited. So then I went very deep into learning more. How does it work? What are the things I can do? And so I took a lot of classes, online classes. I actually believe there's so much, it's changing so much that YouTube is the best place to learn today, to be honest. Better than going to school. If you enter in the rabbit hole of AI, it gets you better recommendations for how to do things. But it's better to go YouTube and then doing thing. There's no better learning than doing. That's why I encourage you some of these apps, because then you start creating your own thing, and then you got stuck. You go to YouTube or to the same AI and ask how to solve this, and so that's my recommendation. But in terms of how I came up with the AI idea, I said in my mind, okay, this is the problem, going back to the previous question, this is the problem, how can I use AI, and how AI will change solutions that are today? So I put that lens, so how do I use AI to this problem? And that's how the two things came together.
Awesome questions. All right.
I'm Shavi. So AI is really, you can't really do anything without AI in the world today. So I was wondering in two fields actually. The startup I wanted to do was a nonprofit organization that protected the creatures of the ocean. How would I use AI in that? And how would I also use AI in the legal field?
Oh. Well, happy to brainstorm with you, but I don't know off the top of my head. But I would say on the legal side, I believe AI has a huge opportunity, huge potential. And there are a few startups that raise incredible amount of money to enter that space. I personally use a lot of AI to, when I get a contract, I pass to AI and say, what is this contract saying? Because I don't understand. Or what are the potential red flags of this contract that somebody's giving me? So I think AI has such a big, because at the end of the day, legal is a lot of words. So AI, this type of AI is really good at doing that. For your nonprofit, I don't know very well the problem. I imagine the things that I would focus on is these large language models, this AI, generative AI, is really good at analyzing documents. If there is a lot of documents about this problem, probably you can use AI to identify opportunities for you to enter. I think that's one way that I can see. But I'm happy to brainstorm more. Thank you. You had a question? Yeah.
My name is Neil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
My question is that what were some of the challenges and how did you overcome them while creating your company?
Oh, yeah. Lots of challenges. I would say some of the biggest challenges, I would say, first one was finding the right partner, finding who you start. Starting a company with a co-founder, it's not like getting married, of course not, but it has a lot of similarities. So just finding a partner for this is very important. So who is your partner to start a company? The second one, charging money for your clients. So you work an idea with the client, you solve the idea with the client, and then you say, okay, pay me. And having that conversation is not easy. It's something I learned is to have that conversation first. Instead of trying to do things, build it together, I solved your problem, it's better to say, okay, what do you need? That, okay. If I give you this, how much would you pay me? $1, $10, $100, $1,000. If they tell you $1,000, okay. Then you can negotiate, but you know that it's $1,000. Versus I started in the wrong way. I started working with them, they love it. And then I say, how much do you charge? I thought they would pay $10,000. And they say, well, $1,000. Oh, I've been working all this time for this. So then, and now every time I'm building something, I said, hey, if I do this for you, how much would you pay? I think that's a very important thing that you should do if you start your own company.
Awesome.
Hi, Ms. Polkin, I have a question.
Yes.
So imagine back to the time when you were studying in high school, if the AI technology was already very advanced, and you already have a lot of knowledge about AI, will you continue attending university and a master, or you just use the already available technology to pursue your musician career?
It's a great question. It's a good question. I think a lot of people are asking where whether with this level of AI technology and advancement, what is the role of a university? So I think it's a very good question. I don't know the answer. What I will tell you, though, is that the things that the university gave me are not the accounting knowledge, the literature knowledge, or it's how to think, the connections and friends that led me to where I am, the mentors, the people I saw. So one thing, for example, when I was at Harvard Business School, I would tell you that the content that I got, great professors, amazing professors, but the content that I got at that MBA compared to any other or most of MBAs in the nation is probably the same. The big difference is that at Harvard, you have presidents coming to visit, CEOs of all the companies, founders of a lot of companies coming like this and talking with us. And that for me was the transformation. Is, oh, if I see that person doing that, I can be him, I can be her. So it's I think gives you that. So I don't think AI replaced that. That's my main takeaway from. So I'm talking with my kids. I encourage them to go to college. Again, maybe if they have an amazing idea and they have a business, it's a different story. You have these cases like Mark Zuckerberg dropping, but he went to Harvard, and then he dropped the second year. So, but I still believe they give you those connections.
Awesome. We got a couple more youth questions over there, that side. So.
My name is Faith. You said that you were an artist at one point, so...
You were what?
No, I thought... You said that you were an artist at one point.
Yeah.
So, where do you think AI belongs in, like, creative spaces? And if so, how much should they be in creative spaces?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question. And when I started this presentation with the song, I did the song with AI. I put Bellevue, I put I said, AI, ChatGPT, write the lyrics, and then I went to Suno.com. You can do music and do it hip, pop, and then I put it there. And we were having that conversation early on that it's good, but it's not authentic. It's not. It doesn't feel real. It's cool, good to hear for a jingle, but if you think about all the top music that you listen, the top musicians, the music is good, but more important is the person that is behind that song. And that's the human component. And we were looking to some videos, my daughter likes a lot, and I like it too, Charlie Puth, and he has a few explanations of how he's using AI, but how you can never replace the human component. And he shows a few very good songs. There are errors in the song. AI will never do errors. But the errors make the personality of the song. So I see, at the same time, I see some musicians that are starting to use AI to help them on their creative thinking. So I can see AI as a partner. It will not replace the creativity of a human, but it will help you with ideas that you can put together. But you're still, the creation will still belong to humans. There's such a human component.
Hello, my name is Action. Nice to meet you. I was wondering what type of online resources would be great for networking with mentors that like you want to pursue, like fields they work in that you want to like network with.
Yeah, I would say it's a great question. Top of mind comes. First of all, I would say there's nothing like human connection. So any opportunity you have to be in places like this where you can connect with people, that's number one. Having face-to-face, there's no replacement for that. Number two, LinkedIn is critical. I use LinkedIn a lot to hire people, to connect with people, and with a good message that you can send to people and connecting with people, I think is very powerful. Some people are amazing at doing that. Three, I would use places like Meetup, where you can have, or Eventbrite, the one that you use for this event. You can find events that are on your topic, on your theme. For example, I try to go to a lot of events that are startups, other founders, or people are thinking about startups. I go and mingle with people and get to know other people, and then after you connect, then you can start a relationship with as a mentorship. So that's what I would highly recommend. There's another company called, I think, Intro, that you need to pay, but you can actually have 15 minutes or 30 minutes of important people that you say, I want to talk to. I think once you are more advanced in one area, you can find, okay, I want to talk to this person, is the expert on this. And you go there and you find the person, and then you can talk to that person. And that's a way to start the conversation. And what I've seen is you start that, and then you can do if they like you, you can have the conversation outside of that platform. Those are some ideas. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Poggi. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Reba. So great questions from the youth, and you are talking about AI and all of that. But I want to ask you, as a parent of youth and teenagers, a lot of us have had the journey, not exactly similar, but we came from very small cities in different countries, and we sort of had a fire to get to a certain point, and we are all fortunate to be here. How do you instill that fire in kids who have a lot? Like, where we are is sort of an aspiration for a lot of other people, even back in my home country. But I don't know how to, like, what are your thoughts in parenting and to instill that curiosity and fire?
Good question. Yeah, we actually discussed that with my wife a lot of this. Yes, I don't know the answer. I do believe the idea of pursuing their curiosities is very important to us, to instill that, okay, you like this, go try to find out more. Try to do yourself and find out more. I think that's fundamental. Two, maybe the other day we were, it's a very internal joke, but if you have, I'm from Latin America, if you have any Latin American friends or you are from Latin America, I highly encourage you to watch this Netflix special of this stand-up comedy, Marcelo Hernandez. It's fun. It's a fun comedy, but it's a lot of the things that he explains really. He explains about his mom is what we do at home. That is here you have everything for granted. You should know this and this and this are the things that we have to do, and we tell them that very frequently. Is okay. Don't assume this is for granted. Look at what happened in other countries, in other situations. So try to show a little bit of that reality. Because to your point, where this place, where we are here, I think for all of you being in the US, being in Seattle is such a blessing, the opportunity we have to be here, to have these amazing companies here, these amazing VCs, they can give you money for your startup here. If you're in any other country, there's not that. And you need to come to, I see a lot of people that can fly here and be here in this city just to mingle and try to connect with people. So it's such an opportunity that we have that, by the way, if you take advantage, then you can go even faster than anyone that is from our side. But you need to have the curiosity and the fire. But I don't know, if you have ideas, I would love to hear it too. So,
Great insights. We have a youth there that's waiting for a question. Go ahead.
Do you have any idea what quantum computing is?
Very little.
Very little. Okay.
Very. I'm not the expert. I know. I've been reading this a lot, and there are a couple of videos that I highly recommend. There's a channel that I love, and it's very easy to understand. That is Huge If True. So if you go to YouTube, search for Huge If True, and this lady, which is incredible, she talks about quantum computing in a very good way, and that's to the extent that I know.
My second question was, why did you choose real estate to apply AI to?
Yeah, I decided to enter in real estate and the place to apply AI because I spent 10 years in real estate when I was at Zillow, and I saw there was a big problem. And for me, what I learned when I was at Zillow and talking to a lot of buyers and sellers of homes, I found that, first of all, home means so much for people. It's what it defines a lot of who you are, where you live. And in this country, a lot of the a lot of this country's wealth has been made on owning a home. And a lot of people do not own a home because they didn't get the right advice. People that been renting, they could have bought a home, but they didn't have the right advice to buy a home. And they missed, particularly in this place, in Bellevue, for example. If you bought 10 years ago, and probably it was very expensive. I remember when my wife decided, should we buy? No, it's very expensive. Compared to the prices of Argentina, this was crazy. But if you didn't buy back then, now they're triple the price. So a lot of people are missing those opportunities because they don't have the right advice. And I believe with AI, you can provide the right advice to the people on when to buy and when to sell a home. So I believe that with my technology, I can help more people fulfilling the dream and getting a home that will define generations, actually. So that's the reason.
Hey, I had another question. So, the last 2 years I've been surrounding myself with AI. Like the things you shared, Lovable and stuff. I've been using all of that. Even Canva AI, like been using all of that. For DECA that we have in school. It's like a business
excellent.
club. My only concern, or not concern, but my only question right now is with the skills that I am using and where I'm using AI, like how do I expand that for my future? Like if I want to go to college, how do I expand on that in college or like as a job later in the future? And do you have any tips or feedback where I could help navigate?
Yeah. Well, how do you expand? I don't know. Let me brainstorm with you here because I don't know the answer on this, but I will tell you that it would be fantastic. For example, one idea is that you try to get one of these ideas that you have and try to create a business and create the LLC, the company, or the C corporation. All of that is pretty sure here you can get a lot of help of creating a company and start selling a product. And it doesn't work, create another and sell the product. I think once you have clients, you get a lot better. Because I can do a bunch of ideas and I throw it, yeah, good, it's very cool, I know how to do it. But once you have clients, they tell you, hey, I pay you $20 and this doesn't work. Then you start learning a lot more and it will put a lot of pressure on you to get better and better. So I think that's the simplest way I would tell you is sell something, go and sell it. Because also you will learn not only how to code, but selling. I will tell you that one of the things I learned the most now being the CEO of this company is that as a CEO and a founder, a lot of my work is to sell. To sell to a client, to sell to an employee, to sell to an investor, to give me money. I'm selling. So do that because you will get better AI and another skill sets. I think that would be my main recommendation on that.
What tips do you have to use AI to land internships in college?
For what? For internships?
If I want to land internships in college, like how can I use AI?
I would say a couple of things. Number one, so for example, the people that I'm hiring for my company, one of the skills that I care the most is that they are leveraging AI. If they don't leverage AI, even to research my company, then no, because we're an AI company building with AI products, and I want everyone to use AI every day for everything. So if an engineer is coding, they need to be using AI. And if they need to send a note to a client, I want them, before they send an email, I want them to pass it through Claude or ChatGPT before they send it to the client. So I really want people using AI in my company. And I think more and more companies are looking for that skill set. I think you guys, if you're using it today, you have an advantage. I've seen a lot of engineers with 15 years of experience at Amazon, really good, but they are not using AI. I don't want to hire them because they don't have the skills for the future. So for me, that's the most important, is to leverage AI and say it have a website you're selling, a product, that will give you so much advantage versus any other in your colleagues. So that for me would be the biggest tip on that.
That's a great question, students. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Andrew. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Andrew.
Most AI nowadays are like cost like subscriptions and stuff. So like I feel like the question is like, would that like limit like your ability in like using AI, and like how would it like wait yeah that is my question.
Yeah, I agree. Everything costs $20 here, $20 here, another $20 here. So it could become costly as you go. Hey, I want this. I want more credits to do more things. So I would tell you. I think let me find search for some of this. But more and more these companies are offering for students, for colleges, for high school plans, so you get hooked at their platform, and then they charge you once you start making money or you're going to companies. So I would encourage you to search for those plans that some of these big companies offer discounts. I don't know, Copilot likely offers something to students. So I will try to look for discounts through colleges, high school, that gives you some type of discounts for this. And the second thing I would say is that these companies are charging, but it's changing so fast that every 3 months, every month, there is something new. And usually these new things give you free things because they want to get more users. So a recommendation for me is always to try to, for example, trying to look for open models that don't charge you. So I would encourage you to search because it's changing frequently, I would say. Yeah. Yes. Well, it's worth it to buy a subscription for a month or two. I wouldn't pay the whole year because I'm using one model, and then 2 months later, this other company takes another model, we cancel this and I go to this one, and so forth. So, and usually you can get the entire code from this and put it here. So it's that you have the output, so you are not tied to one company. That's what I would do.
Right. I think we got a couple more questions, and then I also just want to let folks know that after this, we'll have a little bit of a social at the end. There's some desserts, so feel free to carry on the conversation. Let me get to the youth, and I'll get to you, sir.
I have a second question.
Yes.
So like now AI is like taking over like jobs, I guess, and I have like in the engineering industry part, like how will AI how will AI be able to replace the engineering part?
Yeah, there is a lot of discussions in the news that AI is taking jobs, and I truly believe AI will replace a lot of jobs, but at the same time will create new jobs, a lot of new jobs. I truly believe this, like any other technology in the past, has changed the type of jobs. But every time you had a new revolution since the Industrial Revolution, we said, okay, what we do now, we have machines. We created more jobs, very different jobs. So I think you guys are in a good position because you're taking it, you're learning it when it's happening. So I think you will find, when you're in the job market, you'll find more opportunities. I think the hard part will be for people that is working today that need to get reskilled to use AI. But I am a believer that this will create more jobs. And you specifically into a believer, and I have data because Goldman Sachs is a bunch of this analysis on how the potential new jobs that AI will create, and it's significantly more than the ones that will be displaced. Now, your question specifically is on engineers. Look, I have all my engineers I have working in my company, they all use AI. And what we see is that their output is 2, 3, 4 times more. So what they used to take them a day or 4 days, now they do it in 1 day. But you still need them. Engineers, I want to hire 5 more engineers, 6 more engineers in my company because I need more engineers to think about the problem. It's similar to what we talk about the artist. You need the artist to then have the other parts being created by AI, but you need the idea, the architecture behind that. So you still need the engineer, and that is a very engineer work. You think about what is the architecture that the AI should build. You still need that engineer. So I actually don't think, there was an analysis showing that the lines of codes that if we have unlimited engineering work in the world, there is something like 1,000 times more code that needs to be written in the world. So there's so much more things that we can do that can make our lives better with more engineers. So I don't think the engineer will disappear anytime soon.
Hey, I'm Toby. Hi. What are your thoughts on getting into Harvard, since you got into Harvard?
In terms of what?
I mean, what do you think is helpful for getting into a school like that?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, the most helpful was the network. The being in front of, we had events every other day with big names, former presidents, CEOs, and being in a room like this and listening to these people, for me, changed how I think. For two reasons. One, to see how they thought about problems, and two, because then I saw them and say, okay, that's not very different than I am. Because they're all humans, but sometimes you have them as an idols, and then you see and say, oh, these guys. So that was a big change. And the second big change for me was the network. So the other of my colleagues, I reach out to a lot of people. And for example, one of my board members that is my VC, the people that gave me the money, was my classmate.
So I was asking about getting into the school. Like you were in Venezuela even at the time, or
yes, in Venezuela, yes.
That's even more amazing to get into Harvard.
Yeah, yeah, I think I don't know what the formula was, to be honest. I study a lot. I work with a lot of friends that knew someone that knew someone that went there, and I ask a lot of questions. So I spent a lot of time, several years, because this was 5 years after I graduated, I entered, or 4 years after. So I wanted to do that for a long time. So I actually studied, okay, what are the steps that I should do, and try to do that. But there's a lot of luck in this, as you know. No problem.
I think we have one more question, Luis. One more time for one question for the gentleman back there in the red. And then I know, students, this is great that you are thinking a lot. There's a lot of great AI questions here. We might have to dedicate a class, definitely a second series on AI. So thank you.
My name's Sebastian, and I was wondering how the people who use your website find it, and how do you differentiate yourself from other AI?
A very, very good question. How they find my product and how I differentiate. The number one, how I find it, I find them. So I know who the potential clients are for my product, and I find them and I call them. And we have a group of people that call them and say, we have a solution for you. I know your problem. I think I know your problem. Because I talked to a lot of other people that had that problem. And I have John, Peter, names that are already working with me that have your same problem. Do you have that problem? Yes. I have a solution for you. Try it. So I'm calling one by one. So I'm finding it. And then the other thing we do is we go to events. They're from the real estate industry. And we are there. So they start to know our names. That's how the first thing that we did. The other thing that we did is we did a major announcement. So we put in a press release. We were in, so you can find me in GeekWire and a few other real estate websites. You can find my company. And that's how some people, it's not that they found me there, but when they hear, who is this company? And they search online, we show up. And so you say, they're legit. They're a legit company. So that's how we found them. And the second question is how we differentiate. We think a lot about that differentiation, how we are different from other solutions, how we can be better than other solutions. One of the main things that we do compared to other AIs, that most of them are chatbots. We are a phone. We don't have an app. It's a phone number. So you actually, in the AI, I call, it's a phone number. So here's, it's a phone number that it calls you. And
what can I do for you?
Tell me, what can you do for me?
I can help you with a few things, Karen. I can find leads, add notes and summaries to leads, create tasks and appointments, update lead stages and tags, close completed tasks, call leads to connect you.
So it tells you, so it's all talking. So I talk to my assistant. So it's a phone number, it's not an app. So people, real estate agents are always driving, showing homes. So they don't want to open their computer, log in. It's just a phone. So they call, hey, can you take notes for my client? Can you? And that has been our differentiation versus others, for example.
Wow, this is definitely, I see, this is great. We could be here all night, Luis, but it's a great sign. And again, I want to thank you for coming tonight and sharing everything, how you got here, and answering a lot of these amazing questions from our young people. It seems like there's definitely a lot of interest in our YouthLink University with AI. We have a group of students that are planning to develop some app. Perhaps the city, maybe we can organize like a youth conference around dedicated in technology and innovation. So we'll bring that up to our IT folks. But again, let's give Luis Poggi another round of applause for his time. Thank you very much. Luis, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just to share real quickly, again, we have some refreshments outside for families that are here for the first time. This is again a partnership that we YouthLink have developed with the Human Centered Data Science and Design Youth Network. So thank you again for supporting this project. In the next couple slides, again, one thing, our YouthLink University students and parents for bringing them here tonight, and it was such a busy and challenging night, but thank you for being here. We're gonna offer a couple more series of exciting speakers. We have two amazing speakers that you'll get a chance to hear very soon in late March and one in early June. So we're gonna preview that at the next classes. So finally, again, if you're interested in joining and being part of the YouthLink program, as I shared this with students, we have a YouthLink board, a youth council, and then different action teams. One of the action teams is actually gearing up right now, planning for the 2027 Youth Involvement Conference that happens here at City Hall. We bring around 250 students. Perhaps one of those topics or workshops will be around AI. I guarantee you that's going to be a hot topic. So again, thank you so much. I want to encourage you to join us at the social. There's some food there. But thank you for coming tonight and have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.